Hello student, we all understand the last three heads we have discussed about in macroeconomics, what is meant by economics, and second what is meant by economic and types, and there are three economic systems. That is what we discussed in last class. And the first one is capitalist economic system. That was what last class we discussed, right? In this class, we go for the next topic. Subject: the socialist economy or socialism. Socialist economy or socialism. What is meant by socialism? Social in the sense equal rights, equal maintenance, equal importance, no inequalities given in the economy. That is what we call it as socialism or socialistic economy. Right? This concept, that means socialism, this concept has introduced and influenced in the whole economy by father of socialism, we call it as Mr. Karl Marx. So Karl Marx called as father of socialism because he is a pioneer man who influenced in the system, influenced the socialistic system in the economy or economic activities. Very much influenced, right? So he emphasized or he defined what is in the socialistic economy. Socialistic economy means a system of total planning, public ownership and state control on economic activities. Simply understood, all the resources or economic activities are owned by public owned, that is by government. Okay? It is just the opposite what we discussed in the heads capitalist economy. This just the opposite of socialist capitalist economy. That is what socialistic economy. But here, when the public owned or government owned means, what will happen? The entire resources of the country or the economy are governed by government or the public. Right? So in the earlier we discussed what to produce, how to produce, to whom to produce. That is what in the earlier previous discussed, the same also discussed in the 11th chapter also. Right? The same everything in the economic activity is governed or owned by government sector or public owned. Once the government interfere in the economic activity in the sense, what will happen? The aim is social welfare, not individual. Fully for social welfare. The same things here, the aim of capitalistic economy. So public welfare will be a main concept in the socialism, right? Then social economy, it conquered to eradicate inequality of wealth and income. That means it's given all are equal. That is the main concept in the socialistic economy. Right? For these systems are now followed by few countries, Russia, China, Vietnam, Poland and Cuba. The countries are example for socialist economic system followed by. Right? So, once the government is fully owned or public sector completely owned means, own all the resources means, especially for economic activity. The economic activity or this economic system is called purely command economy. Pure command economy or planned economy. Pure planned economy or command economy. Right? This is another name of socialistic economy. Right? Now you understand what is meant by socialistic economy? The meaning, who is the father of socialism, what is the meaning of socialist economy, and what are the main ideas of the socialist economy. Then, what are the countries or examples for socialist economy? Right? Now we are entering into features of socialist economy and what are the merits and what are the demerits also we are discussing. Okay? Now we are entering into features of socialistic economy. Okay? So, features of socialist economy. The first one is public ownership means of production. Public ownership or means of production. What is means of production? The factors of production, what is that? Land, labor, capital, or resources. Right? These are the factors of production fully owned by the public. Right? So, when the factors are fully owned by the government means, he will be very careful to plan as a way to work out for the production of the economy. Right? So, the sincere mannerism planned by this system and also given us very much level of production which has been more enormous power can be created. Right? Second one. In socialist economy, fully job resources are owned by the government, this is what in the last we discussed. And entire economic system or economic activity is fully defined and planned and executed by the central planning authority. That is a very vital in the socialistic economy. What is that? The economic system is planned. So there is a central planning authority will take over the all decisions. Right? It is a, for what this is, central planning is, it is a part integral planning. What is an integral? Coordination, cooperation. So entire activities or entire behavior to be coordinated by the central planning authority. Right? Tax resources. In socialist economy, social welfare is the main motive. Social welfare is the main motive of socialist economy because it is government operated means government main conscious is welfare or the public nation. Right? So here maximum social welfare. And according to that, investment plan is also executed by purely by profit. Right? Third, fourth one, non-existence of competition. What competition? In capitalist economy discussed, there will be a more and more there are capitalists or wealth or income persons will be there, richer and poor. Whereas in these cases, not in the behavior like that, because everyone is treated as equal. Everyone treated as equal. And one more thing is the market factor. Which one market factor? Demand, supply and price. Everything is controlled by the central planning authority. So all will be maintained or the investment is very pakka, right? Then fifth one is there is an absence of price mechanism. Price mechanism in capitalist economy what discussed? Price mechanism driving factors for capitalists, because they are focused only on profit motive, gain. All the economic activities are only by profit motive, whether it is economic activity or non-economic activity. Both are also concentrated towards profit motive. Whereas in this socialist economy, there will be a chance for that. There will be a chance for that, because controlled by the whole system is controlled by the government or public. So there will be competition or the price mechanism is fully controlled by the planning authority. So price mechanism ruling is controlled through central planning authority. The next one is equality of income. Equality of income. Here, what to produce, how to produce, to whom to produce, and also resources allocation and the investment source, and everything is followed by central planning authority. That is why the reason is income cannot be whole in particular person or particular section of the people in this society. The incomes are fully distributed equally manner. Right? So, equal income system will be there, one of the features of socialistic economy. Next one is the equality of opportunity. What is meant by that? Equal opportunity. Whether it's maybe investor, whether maybe a worker, whether maybe new technology they want to impose, everything. It is fully on by given us full opportunity. Number of opportunity will be given. No differentiation. So all the persons are treated in equal manner, especially for the development of the economy. Right? Next. There will be a classless society. That is a very classless society. What is a class? Poor, richer, the producers, the consumers, the investors, and the places, nothing difference between them. So that's the reason they will not parallel each other for anything, because everyone is planned and the coordinated and the guided and regulated and controlled by central planning authority. That is why the reason there will be any class will be happen, and also classless society we can easily call it as. So these are the features of socialistic economy. Right? You understand? So next. Then what is the merit in the socialist economy? What is the merit in the socialistic economy? Right? The first one is the reduction in inequalities. Reduction in the inequalities. You are discussing the capitalist economy. There will be a very inequalities will be happening because the wealth and the incomes are concentrated or will be handled or will be by the foreign capitalists, those who are investors mostly are private. So government intervention is very less, very meager in the capitalist economy. Whereas here, fully owned and practiced and controlled by the government means the inequalities entirely not will be done, entirely controlled. Right? Next, there will be a rational allocation of resources. Rational allocation of resources. What is meant by rational? The wastages totally eradicated in this system. Because he has already planned the economic system means, so already he decided what are the resources, how it has to be utilized, what they are going to be. So it has already planned in the sense, so there will be no wastage at all. So here there is a rational allocation of resources, right? And third one is, there will be an absence of class conflict. Class conflict, you very much understand in the capitalist economy, there will be a producers or the consumers, they quarrel with each other because of the income and the resources allocation and the conflict on the particular level. Right? Whereas in socialist economic situation, it's not there. But here, fully on the absence of classes or crisis. Classes, crisis will not be happen, or any discrimination or any violence against the workers or the producers. It will not be happening in the socialistic economy. Right? Next, fourth one is, there is the end of trade cycle. Trade cycle, we discussed about the trade cycle in the boom, recession and lay down, then recover. That is what first section we are discussing in business cycle. Here there will not be function at all. Because the reason is, the office was not given in the particular hand. It is fully determined by the government or the public. So the central planning authority will not allocate to concentrate on particular persons' hand. So that the trade cycle always want to be a boom. There is no chance to degrade. There is no chance to degrade or recession situations. If they are happening in that, it will be immediately clarified and immediately will be cleared by the central planning authority. Right? So immediately the situation will be taken up. Next, they promote social welfare. The government, they concentrate only on the major source is social welfare. So there will be a big problem in the eradicating the society. All the resources will be equally distributed, all income and wealth are totally distributed, and the poor or riches there will not be any discrimination will be happen, and there will be any conflict between the workers and producers. So social welfare is the main idea. So it will be fully achieved only through the socialist economic system. Right? Then finally, so what are the demerits in the socialist economy? If it is a government, is already planned, the planned authority is there, even though the situation is there, why these disadvantages or demerits will be happening? First point is, there will be a red tapeism and bureaucracy. What is meant by red tapeism? Red tapeism is nothing but corruption. Nothing but corruption. Bureaucracy, bureaucracy in the sense of leading power or taking the call. So we are the superior, we are the high. We are the only authority to act rid of any orders. That is what the situation is happening in the socialist economy. Because all the rights, entire control being under the government. This is the situation. There will be some part will be having corruption because each and every was goes to table by table. So that the work is also getting delayed and also corruption is also going on the same part. That is what first one, demerits red taxation and bureaucracy. Second, there is the options of incentives. There is an absence of incentives. Incentives should be awarded or should be provided for what? To encourage the production and also productivity of the workers. It should be. Whereas in socialist economy not provided because he has already planned what to produce, how to produce, those who are going to take the part of the work, how much salary is fixed, the everything is already planned. So the next part of the incentives will not be allowed. If the incentive is not allowed, the sense, the producers, especially private holders, and the workers not getting much of invest to the work. So these what are the demerits in the socialist economy. That means absence of incentives. Right? The third one, there are limited freedom of choice. What is the limited freedom of choice? Once your freedom is given to the producers or private owners means, they will plan what to produce, how much to produce, they can be invest as per their wish and plus they have the ability to work in all. At the same time, the workers also or the consumer also want to consume their products as per their wish, whether it will be available in our local or it may be somewhere else. Right? So once your concerns and producers are taking choice concern means, then only the production and consumption activities will be go on very fast. Once production and production activities has go on, then only we can expect more economic growth. Whether you are controlled or whether you are cut off the freedom of the choice, both producers as well as the consumers, the economic growth cannot be achieved much so far. Right? Then, last one. There will be concentration of power. What is the concentration? It is given the rights or ability or rights given to a particular hand. If the particular hand is given the all the right means, the efficient work cannot be done. Or efficient activities cannot be followed, both production and consumption, and so far investment also not yet to be followed. Because when the initiative of all the workers and producers to concentrate on production and availability of the resources, right? The entire thing should be distributed. Then only the work will be allotted by each and every hand. It will be so fast, or otherwise we cannot be able to achieve much development and growth. Right? So these are the demerits in the socialistic economy. Now you all understand about the second topic, socialist economy. What is meant by that? Who is the father of socialism? What is meant by socialist economy? And what are the countries are followed these systems? And the features of socialist economy, merits and demerits. Right? I think you all understand about the topics. We will see the next class with a nice topic. Okay?